Today I'm going to be covering for you why I think you should pick up Valheim, because ultimately I think you should. It's freaking awesome. I'm going to get into that. And why I have sunk almost 30 hours into it in just like a couple days of playing when I was stuck at home. Obviously I didn't have my work schedule and everything. Normally I'm busy with that a lot and stuff, but Nick from the future here, okay? I just want to say, before we hop into the video, I will be keeping this as spoiler-free as possible. Valheim does contain multiple biomes, multiple bosses, all that jazz. That is told to you pretty much straight out the gate, okay? But I will not be telling you what those bosses are like, showing you the boss fights, or showing you any of the later biomes. I will only be showing you the starting biome, and maybe by looking closely at the gameplay, you might see me wearing some armor and stuff that you can unlock, or building materials that you can unlock, but I will not be spoiling anything in this as much as I can, okay? Valheim is very much about the experience of discovering shit, and I don't want to ruin that for you. So, just a heads up, I promise I won't be showing any of the later game stuff in this video. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, you're greeted by a little bit of story, okay? Basically, the idea is Odin wants you to go to the 10th world, Valheim, which was previously severed from all the other worlds or something, which all this evilness is happening. He wants you to go there and beat shit up for him, essentially. That's the idea. Big old bird swoops in, drops you off, and tells you, look at these 5 bosses. Go just freaking find out and get these bosses. Kill the shit out of them, and Odin will like you. That's the idea here. And it's done very well, alright? Right off the bat, I'm like, okay, here I am, I'm naked, let me go try to punch a tree. Nope, no. This is not one of those games where you can just get your bare-ass fists and fell a massive-ass freaking pine tree or something. You can take apart bushes, pick up stuff off the ground, little stones off the ground and everything, and make your tools and stuff. It's your typical crafting game in that respect, you know. You slowly work your way up through the progression of materials. You find wood and stone, then you'll eventually be able to make metal implements, more metal implements, and further on. It's this progression of ores to different materials, all that thing. It's typical in that respect, but it takes a lot of these elements from survival games and mixes them up, kind of tweaks them just enough to make it feel fresh and make it feel nice, okay? So one of the things that always annoyed me in a lot of survival games is this idea of being cold, you know? Like, you've got to warm up. You've got to freaking get some freaking clothes on, or you're going to freeze your little ass off. And yes, okay, from a survival game standpoint, sure, that makes sense. You know, you can't freeze. Freezing sucks, right? But the way Valheim handles it is nice, is that when you're cold, your stamina levels are lowered. So you're not necessarily going to die if you don't make a fire, because, I mean, you might be busy doing other shit, right? If you want to run around naked in the woods all night, go right on ahead. You're going to be cold as shit. Your stamina is going to suck, but you're not going to die for it. And I like that because it adds that survival element without unnecessarily punishing the player for it in a way that you fall into this loop of, I'm naked and I'm running around and I'm trying over and over again to not freeze, and then I die and I respawn and over again, and now I'm starving. I'm sure if you guys have tried some survival games, you've fallen into this loop before, or maybe I just freaking suck. But the same thing is done here with the food, okay? The way that food is done is each food item, you can eat 3 different food items at a time, and each item in the game that you eat will give you a certain chunk of health and maybe a boost to your stamina. So you're rewarded for eating and finding food because you're going to be healthier, you're going to be able to run around and do stuff more. But if you decide not to eat, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Yeah, you're going to die really easy, but it's not like, oh, I'm starving, and then you fall over dead, freezing naked in the rain. This one, I don't want to say it's more casual than other survival games. Certainly it is, but that is not to say that Valheim is overly forgiving, alright? You're dropped in, you have to find items, learn how to make shit, and just go at it, you know? And it's very fun. It's given me a genuine, like, that sense of exploration, you know? The whole idea is you've lost your memory because you've been resurrected from the battlefield as a fallen Viking. And so you don't know exactly how to make everything and do all the combat stuff you would have as a Viking. You gotta rediscover it as you encounter materials again. And I want to talk about the biomes. There's a good diversity of biomes. I don't want to spoil too much, okay? But it's sort of a progression from area to area, you know? You get what you need to in the starting area, then you're gonna have to venture out to the next spot to get the next material. It's gonna offer its own challenge of new enemies and everything. Then that will take you to the next area, and the next, and the next, and so on and so forth, okay? As of right now, there are 5 bosses for you to hunt down in the game and fight, and they're cool. I like this. One problem I always had with Minecraft is there's really just, you know, what, the End Dragon and the Wither. I mean, those are the bosses you can fight too. I've linked Terraria more, or Terraria, however you want to say it, just because it's got these like bosses for you to fight up to, you know. You progress a little bit, you fight this guy, he gives you stuff to progress even further. It's a style of survival game, crafting game that I like a little bit more, and it's sort of incorporated here into Valheim, where you work up, fight the first boss, he gives you the ability to do some more stuff, which I won't spoil here for you because I think you should discover it for yourself. And so it's very nice. It's very nice. I will say, I played my first bit of it for the first maybe 4 hours was solo. I was having fun and everything. At that point, my friends joined me. More friends joined me down the road until we were eventually like a group of 5 surviving on here, running around. And I will say it is much more enjoyable in a group. If you're someone who doesn't mind the grind, doesn't mind surviving alone, and maybe you like the peacefulness of living out there in the woods by yourself and building shit, sure, go for it. But sometimes Valheim is a bit grindy. You gotta go out, you gotta mine ores. The ores are very heavy, you know. You either gotta take small trips or you gotta make a wagon to load them up, and you're dragging it through the woods and you're fighting all these enemies and stuff. It can be very, very time consuming when you're by yourself to be doing these things. If you do them wrong, friends are helpful. Friends are very helpful. It's been a while since a game has given me this just genuine sense of exploration and discovery. I'm building a base. I'm unlocking new recipes to make my base look nice, to deck myself out with armor and weapons, and I'm fighting bosses and discovering new enemies, and holy shit, what is that biome over there? That looks spooky. It is spooky. And there's all this exploration and biomes and everything to discover. And I will say some of the biomes, and they're upfront about this, are a little less finished than others, but they are in the game. They're still fun to experience and everything. But you'll notice like enemies have like placeholder name titles in some of the biomes sometimes, stuff like that. But it's early access, okay? It doesn't really take away from the experience or anything. But they have said, they have a roadmap that they have released. They have all these updates they're going to add out. Updates to the biomes. New bosses are going to be added. Potentially mini bosses. Changes to the base building. Changes to the way sailing and being out on the ocean and everything works. They have this map lined out. And again, it's 5 people. Are they going to be able to pull this out? Are they going to be able to pull all of this off? I don't know. I can't tell you that. It is an early access title. But from what I have seen right now, you know, it's very good. It's very fun. Even if they don't update the game, I mean, I got my money's worth out of it. It was such a fun time just being a Viking with the boys, building a big boat, sailing across the sea, maybe encountering some spooky sea monsters. I won't spoil anything. It's just that genuine sense of discovery and everything. I love it. It's such a good game. If you've got a group of buddies and you're a fan of maybe Viking shit or survival games in general, I think you should check it out. I really do. It's $20. That may be a little bit steep, but oh, it's so good. I've had so much fun with it. It's just genuinely enjoyable through and through. It's got a decent combat system compared to things like Minecraft and stuff, which isn't even a fair comparison. It's just, you know, people think of a survival crafting game, they probably think of Minecraft just out of the gate. That's just how it is. But yes, Valheim, genuinely unique experience, beautiful graphics, nice music, a diverse set of enemies and biomes, and there's bosses to fight, Viking boats to make, and armor, and you can make mead. It's just so much. If you are looking at this game and thinking it is up your alley and you are on the fence, hop in, man. Hop in. There's 3 million people playing right now, and those 3 million people, including myself, have made a wonderful decision. It's so good. Just do it. Just go for it. It's been a while since I could just so wholeheartedly recommend a game like this. I love it. Valheim, they knocked it out of the park here. Iron Gate did a great job. Kudos to them. This is the most refreshing, most entertaining, and just well thought out, well crafted survival game experience I have encountered in a very long time, and I do not say that lightly. Hats off. You'll notice I'm not wearing my hat in this video, specifically out of respect to Iron Gate. Hats off to them. Great job. I will be following this game. I am very excited about the updates, all the bosses and everything they're going to be added, and I cannot see where this goes. I cannot wait to see where this goes. As always, you know, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to stay tuned for more gaming content. I have been Nick. I will be Nick. Come back later. I'll be Nick. I'll be here. All right. Let me know in the comments what you think about Valheim. Are you going to pick it up? Maybe not. Let me know if I could have done anything better. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.